First up, we got missed extra points. Kickers, what are you doing to me? Browns, Bears, Titans, Giants, oh my. Kickers, what are you doing? Get it together. Rosas misses for a third straight week after a Tate touchdown. Come on, man. And Adam Vinatieri? What are you doing? You're a legend. Tough days at the office for everyone using their toes this week.
Oh, he punched at it. It had no chance at all.
Okay, so you've seen this highlight earlier, but you know we had to put it on Tough Day at the Office because the Bengals defense, I mean, what's going on? This is embarrassing. You have to realize that every player on this defense is going to see this highlight for the next 2 decades on every NFL broadcast. Tough day at the office for the Bengals, specifically Vigil's ankles. All right, next we got tight end Max Williams of the Arizona Cardinals. He drops this pass on 4th and 1. What are you doing? Hand-eye coordination, bud. Let's get it. To his defense, he said the sun was in his eyes. That's no excuse. Use x-ray vision or something. Tough day at the office. Next, we got Dustin Colquitt, punter for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's holding for a field goal. The snap comes a little quicker than expected, and instead of sitting in there and taking a shot, he throws it to absolutely nobody in particular. That's intentional grounding, bud. That's a loss of downs. That's a turnover. Gil Brandt, famous NFL executive, he tweeted this hilarious tweet. A first for me, and I've watched football for a minute. Gil is like 172, so he is not lying. All right, next, Stephen Hauschka. This is a tough day at the office that I actually enjoy because it gave my Browns a W. Stephen Hauschka for the game winner. Wide left and probably a little short, something that I know all about. Sorry, Stephen Hauschka. Tough day at the office. Go Brownies. After suffering a dislocated kneecap 24 days ago, Pat Mahomes was back in action for the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes shook off the rust quickly, linking up with Travis Kelce early. Shady McCoy was a healthy scratch, some say, because of some fumbling issues, so Damian Williams was looking to carry the load. But unfortunately, he also caught a case of the fumbleitis.
Ball's on the ground and it's scooped up by the Titans.
Now, Williams did finish the game with 109 scrimmage yards, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Chiefs' backfield going forward. Mahomes finished the game with 446 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, but it still wasn't enough to outlast the Titans. Wait, there's a typo there. It says the Titans won. Oh, they did. Interesting. Derrick Henry demolished the Chiefs' defense, rushing for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Ryan Tannehill led his third fourth-quarter comeback in 4 games this season. Wait, I think we messed up again. It said Tannehill has 3 fourth-quarter comebacks this year. Oh, that's right. Okay, Tannehill found Adam Humphries for a 23-yard touchdown, and it was Humphries' first catch of the game. Then Tannehill put the team on his back, though, with a 2-point conversion running through Chiefs safety Juan Thornhill to give the Titans a 3-point lead. Naturally, Mahomes wasn't done yet. He marched the Chiefs down the field, and Harrison Butker had a chance to be the hero once again. But the Titans blocked his field goal, and Mike Vrabel could not contain his excitement. The Titans are 11-0 under Vrabel when tied or leading at the half and improved to 5-5 on the season. All right, now I just wanted to show some love for my former Browns teammate and current Chiefs tackle Mitchell Schwartz, who saw his streak of 7,894 consecutive snaps broken after suffering an injury in the second quarter. It was the first time Schwartz has missed a snap in 7.5 years in the NFL. Schwartz did return in the third quarter and play the rest of the game, but offered these thoughts after the game. Thanks to everyone for the kind words. Obviously bummed that the snap streak is over, but more disappointed in the loss today. We'll be back better than ever and get things on track. Offensive linemen never get the credit they deserve, so Mitchell Schwartz, we here at the Trend Zone appreciate you. Okay, so much like the games this week, to some people, Lamar Jackson didn't look good on paper coming into the 2018 draft, mainly because he only averaged 3,000 yards passing, 1,400 yards rushing, and 40 total touchdowns per season in college. Okay, never mind. That makes no sense. Anyway, Jackson has the Ravens feeling some type of way. And after giving Tom Brady and the Patriots their first loss of the season a week ago in convincing fashion, they might be the best team in the AFC. The Bengals, on the other hand, are not the best team in the AFC, and they just took a 2-game lead for the 2020 first overall draft pick sweepstakes by taking yet another L. They didn't block well on Sunday, but they made up for it by not tackling. Once again, Jackson did it through the air. He passed for 223 yards and 3 touchdowns and blessed Mark Andrews twice in the first half for Andrews' first 2-touchdown game of the season, and connected with his favorite target, Hollywood Brown, later in this game to put the game out of reach. Jackson did it on the ground too, by embarrassing the Bengals defense on what may be the highlight of the year.
Turned back and forth. Oh! He broke his ankles. Now he's got an entourage, and he's got a touchdown. He is Houdini.
We need to take another look at that one because I need to figure out if I should report this aggravated ankle assault or not.
What a play!
I will. I'm calling the authorities now. All right. The Ravens also rolled out a backfield featuring 3 Heisman Trophy winners with Jackson, Mark Ingram, and RG3. They call it the Heisman package. Meanwhile, Jackson's future is so bright, he wore some stunner shades on the Ravens sideline. Lamar out here looking like Blade with braids. Not bad for a guy that some of you out there wanted to be a wide receiver or a running back. Not going to say any names. You know who you are. All right, the Ryan Finley era officially began in Cincinnati. Finley was the Bengals' 4th-round pick in 2019, and he didn't get a single first-team rep for the first 8 weeks of the season. And it showed, because he wasn't exactly sure who was all on his team. Finley was responsible for 3 touchdowns on Sunday. The problem is, 2 of them went to the Ravens' defense. Cornerback Marcus Peters got his 2nd pick 6 in 3 games since joining the Ravens. It was the Ravens' defense's 4th touchdown this season. Even if the Ravens offense didn't score a single touchdown in this game, their defense beat the Bengals 14-13. Ouch. All right, Dak Prescott has never lost to Kirk Cousins in 4 career meetings with Kid Cuzzy while he was on the Redskins. But these ain't the Redskins, buddy. Kirk Cousins struck first, finding big country Kyle Rudolph twice in the end zone, giving the Vikings a 14-0 lead. Then, Dak Prescott hit back and connected with Amari Cooper for some toe, drag, swag late in the 3rd quarter. But Dalvin Cook was too much on the ground and in the air, and Dak's Hail Mary got picked off, and the Vikings exercised their primetime demons to get the dub. The highlight of the game actually occurred during pregame, when Dak Prescott was throwing his hips all around the stadium like Shakira. His warm-up routine was put on blast by NBC, and as you can imagine, the internet took what was rightfully theirs. That's right, the internet went wild with the meme, but since we don't feel like breaking bread to license any of the songs they posted, you're gonna have to use your imagination. With Cam Newton's season over, the Panthers may be looking to move on from their franchise quarterback who is due about $19 million in salary next season, none of which is guaranteed. Newton's replacement, Kyle Allen, he grew up a Packers fan, and on Sunday, Allen got a front row seat for the Aaron Jones show. Jones put up 3 rushing touchdowns to hit 14 scrimmage TDs this season, which is tied with Christian McCaffrey for the league lead. But Aaron Rodgers got his Odell Beckham on and might have come through with the catch of the year after snagging a penalty flag for a roughing the passer call on Panthers defensive lineman Gerald McCoy. McCoy got to release some pent-up frustration, stuffing Jamal Williams at the 1-yard line to end the first half. Kyle Allen tried to stun on his favorite team in the 4th quarter with the Panthers trailing by 8, and Christian McCaffrey had 141 scrimmage yards, but needed 1 more on the final play to get in the end zone. No dice. The Packers are now 8-2 and off to their best start since 2011, when the Bernie was the hottest dance in the streets. You remember it. Mitch Trubisky heard all the critics after his 10-completion performance in the Bears' Week 9 loss to the Eagles. Actually, Trubisky probably didn't hear any of it, since the 3rd-year quarterback made everyone in Hallis Hall turn off all the television so that he didn't have to hear the noise. On Sunday, Trubisky wanted to silence all the haters against the Lions who rolled out the red carpet with one of the worst pass defenses in the league. Trubisky's first touchdown pass of the game was his first since Week 7. He added 2 more as the Bears held on for a 2013 win over their NFC North rival. Trubisky entered the game with an 80 passer rating, which was 29th in the NFL. But he put up an impressive 131 rating on the Lions in his second 3-touchdown pass performance of the season. Wait, somebody forgot to put how many picks he threw. None. Interesting. Matt Stafford was a late scratch for the Lions with a back injury, so Jeff Driscoll was the next man up. Stafford had his first missed game in the last 137, so you know it had to be serious. Driscoll was solid and even completed a pass to himself.
Driscoll popped up in the air, caught by Driscoll.
He threw for 269 yards, including this bomb to Kenny Galladay. Driscoll almost engineered a comeback, but ended up completely forgetting the rules of football and tried to throw a pass from the defensive backfield. He made a throw past the line of scrimmage on the final play of the game. So close, but yet so far over the line of scrimmage. Pop the champagne, Cleveland. The Browns entered Week 10 without a home win on the season, taking on another Allen in the last 2 weeks, this time the Buffalo Bills, who have quietly gotten to a 6-2 record. Kareem Hunt made his first appearance of the season after serving an 8-game suspension. Freddie Kitchens' red zone play calling was once again concerning after the Browns offense was stopped 6 straight times from inside the 3-yard line. That's like this far. But Baker's bunch responded in the fourth quarter, and Mayfield connected with Hollywood Higgins for the game-winning touchdown. Side note, way too many dudes nicknamed Hollywood in the NFL right now. Hollywood Brown kind of makes sense because he's from Hollywood, Florida, but whatever. Anyway, these Hollywood Browns got their first home win of the season and snapped a 4-game losing streak. All right, over in Pittsburgh, the Steelers were trying to stay in the hunt as the Rams came to town and received a splash of support from the one and only Aquaman.
Pretty stoked right now, look at this. Like a little kid. I love the Steelers. Let's go.
Mason Rudolph and the Steelers offense tried to put on the show for Momoa, but they struggled early. Marquise Pouncey put a little too much mustard on the snap, and Rams linebacker Dante Fowler took advantage of the opportunity. Mason Rudolph responded, though, with a TD pass to James Washington, and the pair connected again with this impressive catch, but it was ruined when Washington tried to get a little too flashy and ended up getting embarrassed. Washington still finished the game with a career-high 90 receiving yards. The Steelers' defense, though, they were the real MVP, and they held it down, led by my bro Joe Hayden and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick scooped up a golf fumble and scored. It was Minka's second straight game with a touchdown after his pick 6 on Brian Hoyer and the Steelers win over the Colts a week ago. And he wasn't done, though. He snagged Joe Hayden's tip ball to come up with the game-sealing interception. It was Fitzpatrick's 5th pick in 7 games with the Steelers. After the game, Joe Hayden got some love from the king himself. No, not me, silly. LeBron James. Hell of a pass deflection for an INT, and hell of a game period by the homie Joe Hayden. Keep going, G. It sucks seeing him play for the Steelers as a Brown myself. All right, if the playoffs started today, the Steelers would be the 6th seed. The Giants and the Jets met in a battle for the crown in New York, with the game played in New Jersey. Well, this was the team's worst combined record in series history this late in the season, so the game really wasn't about who was the best team in NY, as much as it was about who's not the worstest team in NY. Anyway, the Knicks would like a word.
What up, y'all? This is Method Man right here. You see it back there. Let me find that. There it is. MetLife Stadium.
The Jets had some legends in attendance as MetLife Stadium turned into Methlight Stadium, as in METHOD man was in the building repping Gang Green. Not sure which other members of the Wu-Tang Clan were there with Method Man because there's like 327 of them. But the Jets got a hot start early as Sam Darnold went 7 for 7 on the opening drive and ended with his first rushing touchdown of the season. Darnold followed that up with a TD pass to Jamison Crowder. It was Crowder's 2nd straight game with a touchdown reception after getting shut out in the Jets' first 8 games. But Danny Dimes and Darius Slayton responded in the first half. But in the second half, not so much. Jamal Adams robbed the Giants for their Danny Dimes and proceeded to run it back for a touchdown before the G-men even knew what was going on. Adams barreled through Saquon Barkley and forced Danny Dimes' league-leading 9th lost fumble this season. Jamal Adams was hype on the Jets sideline, and after the play, let everyone know who the city belonged to. But to his credit, Danny Jones bounced back like round ball. He connected with Golden Tate for touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. It was Jones' second game in the past 3 weeks with 4 touchdown passes. But the Jets got the last laugh and the W as the Giants dropped their 6th straight game. After the game, Jamal Adams trolled Danny Dimes and the Giants on the Twitters.
I'll be taking that.
Dan Quinn was on thin ice heading into the Falcons' Week 10 meeting with the division rival New Orleans Saints and needed a miracle. And the struggling Falcons defense proved they were up to the task. In this game, receiver Michael Thomas became the fastest player to 400 receptions in NFL history, doing it in only 56 games. It was one of the few bright spots for the Saints, who went without a touchdown for the 3rd time this season. Matt Ryan had his 34th game with 2+ touchdown passes since 2016, which is 3rd most in the NFL behind Phillip Rivers and Russell Wilson. The Falcons defense woke up from the dead and did their thing too. Vic Beasley came up with a huge sack in the 4th quarter to put an end to any thoughts of a Saints comeback. The Falcons get their 2nd win of the season and snap a 3-game losing streak to the Saints. Meanwhile, the Saints scored less than 10 points in a home game for the first time in the Drew Brees era. Needless to say, Saints fans were out in Tampa. The Bruce Arians Bowl was going on. Arians was looking to get his revenge in his first game against the Cardinals. Arians is the Cardinals' winningest coach in history. It was also a battle of former first overall picks when Jameis Winston took on Kyler Murray. Murray did his thing, and he linked up with Christian Kirk throughout the game as Kirk finished with 6 receptions for 138 yards. But the play of the game was in the 4th quarter when Cliff Kingsbury pulled a fake punt with punter Andy Lee, and he hit Pharaoh Cooper to extend the Cardinals' drive.
Oh, the Cardinals fake it. They snap it to Turner, now throw it back to the punter, and Andy Lee throws a deep ball far side. It is caught at the 38-yard line.
A drive that ended with Kyler Murray's 3rd touchdown pass to Christian Kirk. But Jameis Winston wasn't about to let his coach go out like that, and the Bucs offense was determined to eat a W. Sounds weird, but it's Jameis' line. All right, they marched 64 yards for the game-winning drive that was capped off by a Peyton Barber 1-yard touchdown. Arians got some sweet revenge, and the Bucs snapped a 4-game losing streak with their first win since Week 4. Over at Lucas Oil Stadium, Fitzmagic was showing off some sneaky athleticism. Not bad for a 36-year-old man who more than likely watches the Golden Girls. Just kidding. He ain't cool enough for Rose Nyland. All right, the Dolphins came into Indy on Dwight Freeney's Ring of Honor induction day and shocked the Colts for their 2nd straight win. However, the win means they're officially on the outside looking in at the number 1 pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. Hey, Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about!